advisors? Do you have advisors?
I'm not going to take a position where I think these questions have been raised and they're not answered.
Do you have advisors that advise you or people that are around you that are 9/11 truthers?
Not to my knowledge.
Would you, if you found out that there were, would you disavow them like the president should have? But, I mean, he escorted him out in the middle of the night. Van Jones was a 9/11 truther. If you found out that people around you or advising you were 9/11 truthers, would you disavow them or allow them to continue to advise you?
Well, you know, that's a federal issue. We're very focused on issues in Texas, on Texas state government. I'm certainly not into mind control or thought policing people.
No, that's a pretty big one.
We've got a very diverse team in this state, and it is because Texans are standing shoulder to shoulder to support and defend the Constitution. I frankly don't have time to go through and do psychological testing on people and know every detail that they have. I don't see us having a team of radical individuals, if you will. I think that there are certainly some that are looking, trying to use scare tactics. Are there?
No, I don't think there's a scare tactic.
People that have tried to come and be a part of our team that have not gotten on the team? Absolutely, there are, but I can't. I don't know. Let's pull out of context. It's difficult for me to answer. I guess it would depend on how vocal they were about that and how much I thought it colored whatever other talent they brought to the table.
Yeah. Okay, Deborah, thank you very much. I appreciate it and best of luck to you.
Thank you, Glenn.
You bet. Bye-bye.
Okay, so that was the part of the the last part of the interview. That's created the controversy. But let's take a look at this question again, Mr. Beck. Try and focus a little bit more on it. Okay, so the question posed by Beck is, do you believe that the government was in any way involved in bringing down the World Trade Center on 9/11? What does she say? I don't. Okay, Glenn, what does I don't mean? It means, no, I don't support that. I don't have all the evidence there, Glenn, so I don't. I'm not in a place, I have not been out publicly questioning that. I think that some very good questions have been raised in that regard, and there are some very good arguments. And I think the American people have not seen all the evidence there. So I'm not in a position on that. I'm not taking a position on that. All right, yeah. Not the best answer, but it's a good one. She's saying, no, I don't believe they were, but I haven't seen all the evidence, and we're going to question our government, and we're going to question with boldness, Mr. Beck. Isn't that what you tell us to do? Question with boldness? Do you trust everybody, Mr. Beck? Do you trust our government implicitly? I don't think you do. Or at least you say you don't, but what you say and what you actually do are two different things. And I started thinking about this question, and then I started realizing that you could answer it in two different ways. It's kind of an open-ended question because of, was any way involved? What does that mean? What is any way involved? Okay, well, here's a scenario. Let's say we have Pedro over in northern Mexico, and he swims across the Rio Grande, gets a gun, breaks into my house, and shoots me. Now, would the federal government's failure to control the border be in any way involved in my demise? I would have to say yes. And when you look at what came out of the 9/11 report, you realize that the government was involved, not directly, but indirectly, in that agencies didn't share pertinent information on security. I believe some of the people that were the Muslims that were on the planes actually got into the country illegally, so that would be a failure to control the government, to control the border. So would the government have been just through that in any way involved? And you'd have to say yes. So this question you could say yes to and be correct, and you could say no to and be correct. So it's really kind of a dumb question. Now I guess that's why we're here arguing with the idiot today. All right, so if that wasn't bad enough, you know, why this was a pertinent question in regard to the Texas governor, it's beyond me. It's kind of a stupid question, but then again, we are arguing with an idiot today, Mr. Beck. So hear a little bit more of Mr. Beck and his friends do a little girlish giggling.
Well, I don't endorse it. Well, I think I can write her off the list. Let me take another look at Kate Haley Hutchinson if I have to. Rick, I think you and I could French kiss right now.
Let me tell you something. He's a damn handsome man.
He's a damn handsome man.
Looks good in a pair of jeans.
Wow.
He's a handsome man.
Wow. The fastest way back to 4%.
Okay, yeah, I found the French kissing Rick Perry just kind of disgusting, but you know, I guess people with alternative lifestyles may not think that way, Mr. Beck, but it was apparent that you were dismissing one of the best candidates that we've had in a long time over one question that was irrelevant. You may think it is, but it's not to us Texans. We have a wide open border down here where all sorts of criminals are crossing every day. What happened on 9/11 was a tragedy. But to me, am I going to sit around worrying about some conspiracy theory and questioning my friends on how they feel about that, or I'm going to worry about the border, Mr. Beck? Answer that one. So, she didn't answer it as the best that she could, but then again, she wasn't expecting a question like that you may want to think about, especially since it's an open-ended question. How do you answer that? You could answer it either way and be right. All right. So, Mr. Beck goes on for another week, running her down, talking about what an idiot she is, even saying that maybe some of us Texans aren't very bright. And her answer, I don't know, I haven't seen all the evidence. Just the other day, out of Glenn Becks' mouth, he said that Deborah Medina believes that George W. Bush was involved in the bombing, in the attack on 9/11. Okay, so how you can get to, where is George W. Bush in all that? I don't see his name, Mr. Beck. All right, so here we have Mr. Glenn Beck again. The idiot. Let's hear what Glenn Beck said as recently as last September.
I have questions myself. I had many questions after 9/11. Could Flight 77, which reportedly hit the Pentagon,